The question is, will I come out of it?
So I can't answer for you, of course, but I think in general it's possible to come out of shutdown and come out of even the anxious flight energy for people. As a therapist, that's what I try to help people do, and I feel like I see success and that things can be helped. So I think in general it's definitely possible to come out of these states. Otherwise, kind of spinning my wheels here, and this wouldn't be very helpful, right? If I didn't believe it, right? So I think generally it's possible. I'm sure by now, like, you kind of get the stages of the courses, the importance of building your safety state first, and then allowing and sitting with the other experiences that might be within you, like shutdown and flight, fight, and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a long process. Now, I don't know how things like medication, I don't know how that either helps or interrupts the process. I have no idea. I couldn't comment on that. So, and that's out of my scope of everything. So I wouldn't be able to comment on that. But the way that I work in general is, if we can get the safety state built up enough, that will provide a nice solid platform for the phase 3 unstucking defensive states kind of stuff. So eventually someone, one has to kind of sit with their feelings in order to truly get more unstuck. But at that point, it's not really just about sitting with depression. It's more about sitting with, well, what does it feel like to be depressed? What does it feel like to be anxious and sad? And it's like those underlying physical sensations of the state in and of itself, and not the overwhelming day in, day out depression. I mean, of course it is, but there's like a deeper level to feeling into those things, but only from being well anchored in the safety state.
Yeah. I guess I feel like when I'm in that fight or flight mode, I feel like I shouldn't be feeling this. So how do I get out of it, as opposed to just sitting with it and feeling it and feeling what that's like,
I think from a defensive standpoint, sorry, I got super distracted. My daughter's going to a Renaissance fair, and I forgot that her friend's picking her up. So like someone who's dressed like someone from the past, I guess, Renaissance, like her friend just walked up our driveway. I'm like, what is going on out here? But yeah, they're wearing costumes today. My daughter's dressed like a plague doctor. We don't know if that's Renaissance or not, but she's got the whole plague doctor mask and everything. For more defensive activation, there's going to be I don't want to call it an impulse, but we want to get rid of, I want this feeling to go away, this anxiety, this anger, this depression, like, go away, stop this. And that's normal. That's totally normal to feel that way, especially when you're stuck in a defensive state primarily, or as a dominant state. But as we develop those safety pathways, the ventral vagal pathways, then eventually it might turn into, instead of go away, stop, hopefully it'll turn into like, what's happening within me, and more self-compassion and more curiosity and more interest and more allowing. And then it's not about making it go away. It's more about sitting with it with curiosity, with self-compassion. And then the end result will be, it kind of goes away, or at least lessons and lessons and lessons. But that's more that long-term kind of goal. I think it is possible to use safety cues and anchors as a way to, kind of make it go away, at least temporarily. But that's more of I would say, a coping kind of thing, and not really a more or less permanent reduction in defensive activation. That comes from practicing, and then eventually allowing defensive activation, re-anchoring in safety, and kind of going back and forth between the two. And also lots of rest in between when needed. You just listened to a segment from one of my Q&A meetups. If you're ready to start working on your self-development or trauma recovery, you can join me in a future one. All you got to do is subscribe to my Total Access membership. Through the membership, you get access to the twice monthly meetups, a whole second podcast, daily growth challenges, and all 3 of my trauma recovery courses. This is your personal invitation, and I cannot wait to see you there.
This podcast is not therapy, not intended to be therapy or be a replacement for therapy. Nothing in this creates or indicates a therapeutic relationship. Please consult with your therapist or seek for one in your area if you are experiencing mental health symptoms. Nothing in this podcast should be construed to be specific life advice. It is for educational and entertainment purposes only. More resources are available in the description of this episode and in the footer of justinlmft.com.